All right. Welcome to the second session. Today we will be talking about a couple of things. One of them is how to modify your output in Java, so which sort of becomes your easy to debug tool. And secondly, we will talk about functions and introduce functions as well. Oh, I see that Jay is sharing this chat, the screen. Yeah, okay, that's better. All right. So can anybody tell me what is the command to print out hello world and in Java? Yeah. Any volunteers? I hope I'm audible for everyone.
Yes, yes. So it will be system.out.println and then hello Java in
Yeah,
bracket.
correct. So Jay, do you want to print out something?
Yes, yeah, sure.
It starts with a capital S though, yeah, and a small p, small p. Um, and you have to enclose this in a bracket parenthesis as well. So please enclose in the parenthesis. And the font may be a bit small, so after your command, maybe help us to increase the font.
Yeah, sure.
I think you need to add a semicolon. You can just do command plus. I think that should be good enough on a terminal. Command plus. Hmm. Yeah, I think you're missing a semicolon there. Semicolon and so this is parent. This is not parenthesis. This is curly braces. So we need
Oh, okay.
simple bracket. Yeah, simple bracket. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Manu, actually.
Oh, cool. So um, cool. So last time we were playing with the Einstein's formula E equal to mc square, where we input mass and speed of light, and then we printed out the energy equivalent. So today I want Jay to introduce a variable of type int called mass, mass. So you have to type int space mass and press enter. So this is how you declare a variable in Java. And then you put, let's set some value, mass equal to 5. Okay, so I want you to print out the value of mass using the system printout command. Okay, that's great. So now I want you to print out a string called mass equal to 5. 5 being the variable, yeah. So we just remove this time. Okay, maybe I'll share my screen and then
Yeah, sure.
yeah, I'll try to explain what I want to achieve. So let's see. Okay, is everybody able to see my screen?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, right. So system. So what I want to print this time is print a string called mass equal to 5. So how I do it? I do it like this: mass equal to, and then I write a command like this. Oh, sorry, I need to declare mass as well. So everybody is following my screen. We are printing mass equal to like this. Let me know if anybody has any question about this line? If no, then I'll try to introduce another way to do this. Okay, so instead of println, we will use a command called printf. So if somebody has a background in C, you might recall printf from there. I guess you guys are much younger for that, not as young as me. So I know that already. Yeah. So okay, this one did not work out well. Okay, so I guess you can ignore the second line, which is this one. Tricky. Just focus on these two lines. So what I've used is I've used the printf command. Yeah. So what printf allows me to do is to be able to use placeholders like percentage in this case, D standing for number, and slash n standing for a new line. So this is the command I want all of you to try it out. Yeah, so I'll paste this command on chat also so that everybody can give it a go. Wow, I can't find my chat somehow. All right. I've pasted a command on command prompt. Please have a go.
Hi, Manu. Neha this side. So,
Yeah, hi there.
I have Eclipse installed. I have not installed JShell. So, is it okay if I can use the Eclipse, or I have to use JShell only?
So I'm assuming that you already have knowledge of Java.
Very, very basic actually.
So do you think
Means
you
I
can run
have,
this command?
I would be able to, yeah, in Eclipse, yeah.
Okay, sure, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. I think this JShell is actually for a way of my introducing the command without, having to write a static public main kind of structure.
Oh,
That's
I
fine,
see. Okay.
right? So everybody is able to follow this command or not yet? Or anybody has any question, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a task of writing a sentence using the variable mass, yeah? So I'm going to type a sentence in the chat and I want you guys to use your JShell or Eclipse and print that out using the system.printf command, yeah? And also a new line after that. Right, let me know if anybody is not able to complete this task. I think Monica, you joined late, so we are running JShell and we're just trying to experiment with system.out.print commands. I hope you're able to follow. Okay, good. All right, so I have given a task to print a nice line. The input for mass is 5 grams. So can I know who has completed this task? Okay, so I see Purushottam and Manas are giving a thumbs up. I guess I want to wait for a few more seconds to at least give 2 more people a chance to complete it. Okay. So from the people who are not able to complete it, yeah. So whoever is not able to complete, yeah, Purushottam, you're saying something?
Yeah, so it says something like $9
Yeah,
Java.
correct. Sorry for that. I think the JShell kind of does print that.
Okay.
So I think we can ignore that part. However, I noticed that there's no new line in your input. So do you mind adding that back, a new line?
Okay.
And for the rest of you, if you are not able to do, can you please raise hand or speak out so that I can help you work through it? Or should I assume that everybody is able to do it? Okay. So all right. Okay, then I have another task. I have a task to, in the print statement, I want you to now print both mass and speed of light. Yeah. Should I show you how to do it, or I think you'd like to do experiment first? So in the same line, I want you to print mass equal to something, comma, speed of light equal to the other thing. Yeah, again, let me know if anybody is not able to follow the task or has some trouble implementing it. Yeah. So this time I want to in one sentence. Yeah, let me probably print it out. So yeah, this is the output that I'm expecting this time from the class. I put it on chat. Input mass is 5 and speed of light is 300 million.
So Manu, we need to print it by using print f or print ln?
Print f.
Print f, okay.
Okay. For Monica, I think if you have another Java environment available, you can just run the Java commands there. Yeah. Like what Neha is doing. Okay, Pankaj has shared some output and looks good. Anybody else who is facing issue implementing this? Yeah, if anybody has trouble, let me know. Otherwise, we will move ahead to the next section, which is functions. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll ask somebody what percentage D means in this command.
It indicates one number.
Yeah, it's a format specifier, I guess, to be more formal, and it is used whenever we want to print a number. Yes. Okay. Thanks for that input. And what does /n do? Or if you notice from Pankaj contribution on the chat, if you notice there is a /n. Does everybody understand what that does?
It is for the next line.
A new line.
Yeah, new line.
Okay, great. I just wanted those concepts to be clear for everyone. Okay, so from the printf command that we run, there are a few more parts, right? So printf is basically a function, but does anybody know what out here means? So we wrote just now many times system.out.printf or println. So those are the two print functions given by the Java language itself. And we also have a out here, a system.out. So what does system.out mean?
Out is output stream.
I
Something.
think it's a class.
Yeah, so I think both of them are correct. So there is a system.out is a standard output print stream, which Java gives us access to. Yeah, and wherever the application is running on a console, whatever we use to print on the system.out print stream, the standard output stream will go and present there. So that's why we are able to use these commands in our programs, which are not purely GUI based. These programs help us work and understand how the Java is working, what is the current state of the application itself, and so on. So very useful tool for debugging purposes. So that's why I wanted us to go through to be able to analyze and debug our programs that we write write during our learning journey and beyond. Yeah. So yeah, that was the first part. Um, last time we ran a program called emc2.java. Does everybody have access to that? So I'll paste a link and I'll ask you guys to take a look at this program. So this one is in session 01. So what I want everybody to do is to create a directory called JavaBabies. Let me highlight it on my screen. So I'm assuming my terminals is still being shared with everybody. So yeah,
Yes.
I wanted to create a directory called JavaBabies. Hyphen is optional. And I want you to create a directory called session 02. So please make these directories and then copy this emc2.java into that directory. Yep. I'm going to share um, on my screen this program. Yeah, let me do that also. So I'm using Visual Editor. I'm just doing emc square Java. By square I mean 2 in this case. And I'm just going to paste the program. I missed the first line. So can I confirm everybody has this? Oh, the command to get out of Java shell. Control C. So say here it's Control plus C to exit Java shell. Okay, so I've created a a very rudimentary EMC square Java where there are two numbers, mass and like speed of light, and then we print out the energy. Yeah. So I want to introduce you. Can I go ahead and start you on the function exercise? Or is anybody still does not have this program, this Java program? Or anybody who does not understand Java enough to know what this program is doing? Right. Public class EMC2, public static void main. These are typically what every Java program will have, a class name. And if you're going to run this command from command line or in your as a backend service, you will have a public static void main function as well. All right. Somebody was trying to say something. Is it? All right. So I'm going to start a new function. We'll start with static, and I'll come back why we need to add that word. And I'll call int calculate energy, int mass, int C, and then I will say int energy equal to mass into C, and I will say return energy. Everybody with me so far? So we'll just introduce a new function in this way. I've highlighted it in my Java file. Yeah, everybody please follow along. Manas, how about you? Are you able to type it out?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll close my file and I'll try to compile it. Yeah, it does compile, and I'll run it also. And it does what was it was doing last week. Yeah. So Java C for compiling the Java file and Java class file name to run the file. Okay. Now I'll go back to the Java file and I will amend line number. What is this line? Line number 6, I will amend. And instead of doing the inline calculation, which is done here, I will invoke a function. The function that we just now created. Okay. And I will. So what I'm doing is basically I'm shifting some part of the program into a function. And I guess we can discuss what is the benefit of doing that. But for now, I want to just save it and try to compile the file. And I get an error here because I cannot use dot when I'm passing arguments. I should be using a comma. So let me fix that. So the way to pass arguments is to use comma separated values like this inside a bracket. Okay, so I'll try to compile it again. And it says cannot find symbol. Anybody got this error? So this is again something which I did on purpose. So for you to understand that although the function exists, when I'm calling it, I'm using a wrong spelling. Instead of energy GY, I use GG. So the name of the function needs to be called correctly. I guess it's obvious, but it's a common mistake we do. or typos can happen. So I'll replace it with energy, save it, and then try the compilation again. Okay, it's still not happy. Calculate energy. Let's take a look. Oh, even this function name is wrong. That's why it was not able to find the function. So the names matter a lot. Wow, this is bad. It's still not able to find it. Why? Because I added so many typos. But it's good that Java fails fast and makes you sweat through and fix all the typos during compile time. That's the big benefit of Java. All right, finally managed to compile the file. And if I run the file, if I run the program, it does the same thing like above. So successfully, we have created our first function. Well, technically, it's the second one. There was a main function already there, but this is the first intended function that we wanted to do. So, everybody with me so far, or is it too rudimentary for everybody? Okay. Yeah, let me know if anybody is not able to follow along, because I think this is more about hands-on. So yeah, it could be it's a bit simple, but I hope, yeah, please bear with me if it's too simple for you. And follow along. All right. There's some people who have less background in programming, so I'm going to explain the different parts of the function that you develop, that you program in Java. So first of them is the name. So this part, calculate energy, is the name. Let me change my shell actually. Can I change this? Okay. I've changed my color so that my highlighting is more obvious. Yeah. So this is calculate energy. Is everybody still able to see are you seeing a blue screen or a green screen?
Blue.
Blue.
Oh, okay. Let me reshare my screen. All right, I've changed the terminal to green, and I want to show the highlighting part. So calculate energy is the very important name of the function, which we have to get right. As you saw last few minutes, that getting the name wrong makes Java throw compilation error. Inside it, there is a parenthesis. I mean, next to the name is the parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis, you can declare optionally 0, 1, or more arguments or parameters, and you have to tell Java the type of that parameter as well. So, for example, in this case, it's easy. The mass is of type int, separated by a comma, saying that there's another parameter of C of type int, and the word before the name of the function tells Java if there is a return type expected from this function. There could be nothing, but in this case, we tell Java that this function will return you an int, and static tells us that this function is basically how do I say static? It does not belong to any particular instance. The same function will work for every instance of this class. That is something that we'll cover later, classes and field members. So just for now, I guess you can ignore it and just add it if you don't understand it. Okay, inside the function, you have your typical program that you were writing earlier. Int energy equal to mass into C. Now, because we are expecting this function to return something, energy in this case, we want to return energy. So we have to add a return statement, and with it some value, which could be a constant value. It's probably less useful, but probably a variable which has been evaluated by a certain logic, which is in this case called int energy. So you see the int here and the int here are matching, hence returning the energy is okay. Everybody with me so far?
A small question. So we are declaring it the values in the main function, and then can we deploy? Can we declare it in the calculate energy function?
Yes, you could do that. But typically functions, when you write them to be more, generic. You don't want them to be doing very specific things. That's why we parameterize functions and pass the special values, and then they calculate and using the same logic. Yeah. Okay.
Understood.
So yeah. Anybody have any other question?
Manu, I have a question. Like here, you have written like ink C. You have written before final. Is there any
Yeah.
reason? Like,
Yes, sure. Good question, Neha. We did touch upon it last week a bit. So speed of light is something considered well known, which means it's not really a variable. So final tells Java that this value will not change. So yeah, so this helps us because
Okay.
if we don't declare it final, during some logic error, we might change the value of C later on and then end up with a bug. So this is actually us preventing errors and bugs by declaring final.
Got it. Thank you.
Got it. In fact, I can use this a little bit further, and I can tell it to be final here also, and here also. So this tells the function that, let me quickly run it though. Okay, so it works as it is. So it tells the function that somebody cannot change the speed of light. So if I try to change it in my program like this due to some error mistake, and when I try to compile it, I will get an error from Java that that's your, the C was supposed to be final. So why are you changing it? So this is helping us prevent errors. That's why I prefer to use final wherever possible. Does it help?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Superb. Has anybody worked on any loop, like a while loop, before? I wanted to quickly work on a while loop if everybody is okay. All right, cool. So, super. So I'll just add a few.
Manu, just
Yeah.
one quickly. Sorry, just would like to touch base on that argument order. Does it matter when we pass, when we receive, although the variable name in both the same?
Yes, Java will basically, yeah, the order is very important. So, yeah, okay. So let's do an experiment with what JP asked, right? Let's try to do something. So I'll make a copy and I'll comment it out. So this is how you comment out by double slash. So I made a copy and I'm changing the order. So I'm using calculate energy and I'm passing 6C first and mass second. Yeah. Shall we see what happens when we do that? Everybody, we want to type along? So there is no compilation error. This is good. So potentially Java allows us to do it. And if we run the program, if you notice the energy is 7,500, whereas we have been seeing energy being 450,000. So there is a bug, a runtime bug in this case, not a compile time bug. And the reason is the intention. The intention is to pass mass first and speed of light second. And when we reverse the order, what happens is this guy gets the value of 300 and this guy gets the value of 5. Yeah. Let's use our friendly system.printf command, system.out.print, to double check that. Input mass equal to yeah. Please go ahead and try this out while I'm also typing it. And a new line as well. So what I've done is I'm trying to debug the value of mass and speed of light in my new function. So it says the input mass is 300 and the speed of light is 5. This is not what we wanted to do. And that's why the order of the parameters that we pass is very important. Thanks for that question, JP. Is that too clear to everybody? Does everyone to give it a try? Maybe we take a pause here for a few seconds.
Yeah, Manu, another question. Can we pass default values to a function? Like if we doesn't want to, say if we pass calculate, then close it the function without passing any values?
The correct answer is no, but you can do some things to do that. So there is something called function overloading. Have you heard about that in Java? Probably not. So I'll just show an example of function overloading. So I'm going to make a copy of this function. Okay, I made a copy, and let me call it calculate energy 2, or what a better name. Let's call it from mass. Yeah, calculate energy from mass only. Is it visible to everybody? The name I chose. Calculate energy from mass only. Yeah, and as we want a default value of C in this case. So what I can do is I can remove the second argument. I can introduce it here. Oh, sorry. Final int C equal to 300. And let me call only input is mass. And we know speed of light is that. Yeah. Cool. So I created a new, oh, sorry. I think I should not have changed the name of the function because we are demonstrating, we can demonstrating overloading. So I basically removed the extra information from extra suffix from the name of the function and have the same name as the previous one. And here we will similarly remove the value of C. So what I've done is I've created an overloaded function which accepts only one input, which is mass, and it assumes the value of speed of light, which is not a bad assumption because speed of light is a constant. Anyways, yeah. So let's give it a go again. Java C. Oh, there is a problem. Let's see what's the problem. Oh yeah, I guess the problem is that you have to create the boundary. So you have to finish the boundary of the previous function. So when I copy pasted it, I did not copy the ending brace on it. So which is again, Java will, as always, try to reduce the number of errors that you can commit. Yeah. So now with the curly brace added, let's compile. It does compile. And shall we go ahead and run the program, or you want to look at the program one more time? Quickly taking a look. So what is a difference we will see? In fact, what I can do is I can even change the speed of light. So let's not use the same value because it will be confused. We want to do something very different. So let me, any other number suggestion? Maybe 2000, let's say. Let's use 2000 speed of light. Sorry for the bad value here, which is not a fact, but just an experiment. So we notice now the number will be different because we are going to use speed of light as 2000. And we will also see a difference in the debug message that we added. Instead of input mass equal to this one, we'll say only input is mass, and we know the speed of light is so and so. Yeah. So we should expect some difference in the output. I'll compile it one more time and run it. So the only input is mass is printed, which means it basically used the second implementation, where the speed of light is 2000, and the output should be 5 times 2000 times 2000, which would be, yeah, roughly 2 million, is it? 20 million. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hope everybody is able to follow. Let me know if not, or if you have any question. Am I going too fast, by the way? Let me know, my guys.
Manu, one question.
Hmm.
So when we compile the Java, right? So we need to give a class name, emc2.java, or file name.
File name.
Yeah, okay. So I named the file name as a small emc2 in a class declared as a cap emc2. So when I compile with my file name emc2 with a small emc2.java, it throws the error. Then I checked that it says that class declared as a cap emc2. Then I change to emc2, it gets compiled.
Correct. That's one of the rules Java follows. So the name of the file should be the class name.java, and the class name is case sensitive.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
And
has to match.
yeah, one more question. And so you return the energy and return in the program we return the energy, right? So how internally it calls that? So where it creates the object and how it gets internally called that output.
So this is using stacks. Runtime stacks are created for each of your program's thread, and in that you have a call history. So whenever you make a function call, the current state is pushed to the stack, and then the new function is called, and the response is pushed back to the stack. And when the calling function basically pops out of the stack, it basically gets the value which it can use further. So there's some stack in used. We call it call stack. Call stack. If we want to discuss it more, that will be like a lot of computer program engineering, or computer science stuff. But
I think
does
Manu,
it?
there are tools as well which shows the call stack, like online applications as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do one thing. Yeah. Let me do something here. Yeah. I wanted to show the call stack. So let me just add something here. Let's see if this guy compiles. Huh? Well, it doesn't because it says there's an unreachable statement. So I will have to summon that. Right. So Jay, to do some to give you some example, when you throw an exception, then exception captures the call stack. So I threw a dummy exception here, show my stack, and what it shows you is that there's a call, calculate energy happening, method is being called, and which is called from main method. And if there are more methods involved, then it will print those all along the way as well. So it'll show you the correct all the chain of all the calls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a very brief demonstration, but hopefully during the course we will find situations where we have genuine call exceptions, and we will see more of these interesting stacks.
Okay, thank you. And one more query. Actually, usually when we define the function, right, then we call the function. So, but here you define everything on that first the static void main itself. So, is it the correct order we need to follow Java? Or,
Yeah, Java, the order is not that important.
Okay.
As long as it is locatable. So as long as the method is available in all the files that we tell Java is the scope of this application, then Java will be able to find it.
Okay. Yeah.
So if there was another file called emc3.java and it had the function, and when we compiled them, we told them about each other, then it will basically be able to find it. Yeah. So we'll do that exercise, I guess, not so soon, but yeah, we'll come to that. Okay, so now I want to quickly touch upon a while loop. Is that okay if we go ahead? Yes, okay. So let's create a new Java class file. What should we call it? Learn while, yeah. I'm creating a file called learnwhile.java. I can paste it here. Nope. Okay, and I'm going to write the same stuff. Public. I guess you can type along while I'm typing it so that you guys can have some practice for those who haven't. And this is the reason why, Neha, I don't want it to use IDE so that we can commit a few things to our memory and not use the tools from the IDE. Yeah. So,
Yeah, got it.
So we'll create a file called learnwhile.java, and inside, based on Java's prescription, we have to start with public class learn while open parenthesis, and then we have to, because this is going to be our main class / function, so we'll have to introduce public static void main, and then with a string array arguments. So this is the minimum structure of any Java program. Yeah. If I've written this, it should compile. Let's test it out. Yeah, it does compile. If I run it, it does run, does nothing though. Yeah. So we have our structure of the class available, fine. So now I'm going to introduce a variable called I equal to 0. Yeah. And I will introduce a while I is less than 10. This is the basic structure of my while loop. Okay, so we start with the keyword while, then it has a parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis there is a condition. Yeah, let me write it again. So how does a while loop look like? It looks like while parenthesis and either one statement or a block of statements in a block defined by this curly brace. Everybody with me so far? And yeah, let me know if this is not okay or you're not able to follow along. Yeah. Conditions are typically depending on your program. So what I want to do now is, for our learning, we'll print the value of I until I becomes 10, and then we stop the loop. Yeah. So we'll do this experiment. We'll just say, what should I write here to print it?
System.out.println.
Okay, thanks for that. And I'll just print I. And for this loop to terminate, what is important?
I should get
Decrement the value.
decreased.
The while loop,
Decrement.
the condition inside the while loop should be true, correct?
Yeah, decrement or increment the value.
Yeah, so that's correct. So let's do it without this guy. Yeah, let's see what happens. We did not add any. The I value is 0. Yeah, it just keeps printing 0. Yeah. So we have a bug in the program. So it's an infinite loop, as you might have heard in some of the calls during your career. So we increment the value, we compile the program, and we run it again, and it terminates nicely, and it runs as long as I is less than 10. Got it? Thanks for the participation. Now I want everybody to play with it. I printed the program as well. Yeah, please spend a few minutes to play with it so that we can move on to the next part. Manas, are you following?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, please do some this practice of while loop, and then I will ask you to share your screen and do some further experiment. Okay, Manas?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll probably wait for another minute for everybody to try it out, and then if somebody has a bug, yeah, please share with the class. Yeah, it'll be good to see. This line int I equal to 0 basically is sort of a convention where we start a counter or an index counter, typically used in almost all the loops, and the while keyword followed by parenthesis and a condition and some logic inside the while loop, and so on. Cool. Whoever has completed this, yeah, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, at least looks like half the class has done it. Manas gives a double thumbs up.
At least I was trying something which I was doing in COBOL, like I equal to I plus 1 and other stuff. So there we are writing if, end if, so while and while. So something like that, can we write here as well? So end while at the end.
Correct. So okay, so the basic structure is, let me try to put it on chat. So while parenthesis minus condition. So this is how you start a while loop, while parenthesis condition, and you can write one statement or you can write a block. And a block of statements basically starts with the curly brace, ends with the curly brace. Yeah. So in Java, it's probably less clear when my loop is ending. So you have to be more careful. It usually happens if you have a nested loop, then you might face a bug where you are closing a loop, but the next line is something that should have been inside that loop instead of the outer loop. then you will realize that Java is not that great in that regards. But on the other hand, it has concise structure, concise syntax, so that is also useful. Okay, so the block is there, yeah.
Yeah.
The curly brace, and yeah, I guess I could do this in a different way also. Yeah, that prompts me to show you another way. So now I am. So this is the most compact way you can do in Java. So you don't have a block of code, you just have one line to execute. Yeah, it could be in the same line, next line, doesn't matter. So it has the same result. Okay. So you can do I++ in a function call also. So that is some. So you can actually call functions as a parameter to another function also. So I equal to I+1 is some statement that will get executed whenever the system.println gets executed after that. If it was ++I, it will be executed before that. So let me do a ++I. Do you think there will be difference if I do ++I versus I++? I cannot hear you, Mane.
No, I'm not speaking actually. I'm just speaking about the output.
Okay. Do you see the difference between the outputs?
Yes.
Yes.
1 to 9, 1 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 0 to 9 and 1 to 10. So I++ is a, what you should say, increment after execution.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
++I increment before execution.
So do we have I minus minus as well? Or can we do it? Yeah.
Yes, that is also available. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody is with me so far. So now we'll go to the next task. Let me open a file. Wait, give me a second. Okay, I'm going to share another screen for a few minutes and then we'll come back to the code. So this is something we worked on last week. For those who didn't join, this is one of the experiments I asked the JavaBabies group to do, which few people did, and this is the sharing done by JP. And basically, he wrote this and asked his daughter to compute. So he wrote a logic, and it was able to compute to some value. And we sort of worked on the equivalent Java program. And that's how we started the last class. So when I discussed this, Manas shared that his kid was 2 years old and couldn't follow. So I think I pointed out to Manas, maybe instead of multiplication, you could have given them addition example. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Correct. So yeah, in the meantime, everybody else. So, but basically the point of the experiment was for us to create a recipe, which is this one given by JP to his daughter, who was a young computer. And when following the recipe, the young computer could get a result which is accurate. Okay. So now today we will try a different recipe, Manas. Yeah. So we will try a recipe using a while loop. Okay. So I'm going to share back the other screen, which is the Java program. And we will utilize a few of the concepts we learned already. Okay. So what I would say is make a copy of your emc2.java. Let's call it emcv2.java. Let's call it emc2v2. Yeah. Yeah, not the fantastic name, but yeah, let's live with that. So one thing which we need to do straight away in the new Java file is to rename the class to have v2 as well. Yeah. Everybody with me so far? So we're creating a copy of our program which had a overloaded function called calculate energy, and we call it emc2v2, and we will implement a new logic now. I'll save it, and just to be sure that my copy, I did not make a blunder while copying, I will compile it. It compiled, and I will run it also to make sure it works as well as the last time, so there's no regression basically. So, okay, it still has the wrong logic of, not the wrong logic, uses the second implementation. So the task now is, so we'll go back to 300, and the task now would be for everybody to try out is to calculate energy using addition instead of multiplication. Okay, this is the task. So let's take a few minutes. And you know what is, so we already know how to do addition in a loop. Yeah, so that's your hint. Does everybody think they can attempt it already, or they think they're not able to follow? Anybody is not able to follow what you're trying to do? I guess everybody is busy trying it out, so that's a good sign.
So, Manu, if I understand correctly, there is a method called calculate energy, where the method written is int energy is equal to mass multiplication by C into C. So instead of multiplication, we have to use addition. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, let me simplify it a little bit. Maybe you can do C into C first. And the second step, which is to multiply by mass, you can do that in a loop. Is that okay? So let me introduce C2, C square equal to, yeah. So what I did is simplified a little bit, where we have the C square calculated already. Now we have to use addition to calculate the energy. Thanks for the question, Neha. Okay, cool. Any other clarification from anybody? Let me know if anybody wants any assistance.
So Manu, what's the difference between for and while loop here? While and we have like I remember when we were doing C++, right? So we were using all statement in one line. So in for, and then we were writing I and I plus plus, all those value.
Yeah, for is almost, I mean, they both can be used for the same purpose. It's just about how you prefer to express, because for is like looks little bit more technical. So for beginners, maybe a little bit intimidating. On the other hand, while looks quite, natural. But the for is also probably more versatile than while. You can do quite a few things inside the for command itself. So whereas while you have to probably write new statements or new, or a block has to have more stuff. Just for loop management, you can say. So for has loop management built in.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I did not suggest for in this exercise, because for people new to programming, for might be a bit more confusing, and even more in Java actually. Yeah. But if you want to try, you can go ahead and I can help you, assist you if needed in your for loop. Yeah. Okay. So we asked. So everybody is still attempting, or done, or ended up into an error that they want to discuss. Error is also okay. Error is part of learning. So yeah, please share. If you want, you can share a screenshot of your output which has any error or success.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Monica.
So I'm able to run it. I mean, I just validated that if speed of light and mass is already given as like some value with the existing method where we multiply, the value turns out to be 45,000 with speed of light is 3. And then I use the loop, I mean, on the basis of mass value. But as the mass is a like final, right? I cannot like do mass minus on it. It gives error
Sure.
because it's
So
final.
that's fine. So remember, we have in our learn while. You see this the program that we did just a few minutes ago, learn while.java. We introduced
Yeah.
a small counter or index, almost, index counter. And
Yeah.
this guy
So
was the one that was getting incremented, you can say.
yeah. So I did that way. I passed the value into another value, another variable, and set it if that variable is less, I mean, less than equal to that mass value, and able to run it.
Okay. So it works then for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, that's the solution. So that's also part of clean programming. We don't manipulate our parameters directly. We prefer to use local variables where possible, and try to make your parameters final so that any part of your function may not accidentally manipulate them and cause some logic issue. That's why incrementing a value using like a temporary local variable int I is preferable. But if it's still not clear, Monica, maybe you can share your screen and then we can discuss a bit more on the specific that you were talking about.
No, I'm clear. I
Okay,
mean, I
okay.
had that hurdle, so I leveraged that.
Okay, super. Yeah, so that's two things combined into one. Why? We want to make a parameters final so that we don't accidentally manipulate them and forget our assumptions down the line, especially if the function is long. Although clean code gurus say that function should not be long. So that's another thing. All right. Is anybody not able to do the exercise? Everybody is able to do? Anybody would like to showcase their work? Any volunteer?
Yeah, maybe I will do it.
Okay, sure, Manas, go ahead. I think multiple people can present, so you can try.
So
Rakesh is very silent today. Just
are you able to see it?
yeah, I'm able to see. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have written this logic for that.
Okay. Okay. So can you explain what are you trying to do in the first loop and the second loop?
Yeah, so here first I defined sum as 0 and then I value as 0. Then while loop I is less than C, and then I was saving the C value in sum and I was incrementing I value. Similar method I use in the second loop. And I returned energy.
And what is the answer looking like?
Let's try Java C. Java. Yes, this one. And 47. Is good.
Okay, the answer looks correct. So basically, you can I see the your solution one more time? So sum is 0. So you do you mind if you insert us the printout art after line 17?
Here?
After the while loop.
After the okay.
So print out the value of sum here.
Hey, one point here, the value of C is 300, should be 90,000.
Yeah, that's why I want to explore the program a bit more. That's the wrong one.
Oh, sorry. EMC2. This one.
It doesn't print, so it printed 900.
90,000.
Okay, so yeah, so I think what Manas has done is he has actually computed the first per multiplication also. That's what he has done.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, Manas, do you mind when you print out, can you make it more reader friendly. What does this sum represent, maybe?
Yes.
In fact, should we call it a sum even is a question, because it's a square of C that we're talking about.
Yes. Yes.
So maybe you can rename your variable and the printout to be more meaningful.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's good implementation. Anybody else would like to present theirs? Or anybody is stuck in their implementation? But Manas, I think one thing which I wanted you to do is to overload the function. And in your implementation, I don't see the overloading.
Yes. Yes. I have not done that. I will do that. Yes. Overload
Okay.
function. Okay. I will try.
Yeah, you can try now while we talk, wait for others, so that if you have any query on that, we can discuss. All right. Neha, Monica, Purushottam, Rakesh, anybody else want to share or discuss anything? Or do you want us to write a new method here as a part of sharing? Or everybody is comfortable already with their solution?
I'm good.
All right. Yep. So I guess I can quickly take some feedback on the exercises we did today and at the level of discussion we had. Anybody has any comments or like suggestions for improvement for the next session?
One question.
Yes.
Do we need to, would be good to consider any precautions while considering the while loop on the condition? Like
Yeah. So we
goes
did
through.
discuss infinite loop and we did play and create an infinite loop. So we did talk about that. But JP, you're all experienced Java programmer, so maybe you can suggest something. Any other precaution we should take?
Yeah, I think that's the point I'd like to bring here. Say, accidentally, the condition is too strong, so it goes infinite loop, right? So how to control, how to come out from that program, maybe.
True. Yeah. So yeah. Well, if you're already in the infinite loop, I don't think anybody can help except for
Yeah.
killing the program.
No, I mean, before writing that one, just to
Yeah.
mindful to write the condition just as a key point. Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the learn while.java class and then see. So yeah, this condition needs to be true for the loop to end. And if we forget to increment I, then it will go on forever. As we see here. So please make sure you are using conditions wisely and using some sort of increment counter. Yeah. Thanks, JP, for the question. And after implementing the fix, yeah, the program exits or the loop exits in the expected number of cycles. Yeah, iterations. Okay. Yeah. So I was just looking for some more feedback about what to do differently, or something that is you would prefer a different topic, subtopic, or different way to discuss things or demonstrate things. And yeah, just maybe you can feedback on the WhatsApp channel. That will be probably easier when you have more time, I guess. Yeah, next time, JP, probably what I'll do is I will, along with the similar problems that we are doing now, I will ask you to do a more complicated multi-threading problems. Okay, JP.
Oh, yeah, sure, sure.
But are you traveling at this time?
Yeah, usually I travel, have another 5 months.
Okay, so Fine. So what I'll do is probably ask you to do a homework of multi-threaded Fibonacci,
Sure. Yeah.
multi-threaded efficient Fibonacci implementation. Yeah, and then we can discuss it at for a few minutes during the class. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, JP. Right. Thanks, everyone. If no more questions, then we can end our session for now.
Thank you, Manu.
Thanks, Manu.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and have a good weekend. Bye for now.
No.
You too.